in today's show, Bitcoin's move to 32,400 was a fake out, but here's the price levels that most Bitcoin traders are waiting for. As crypto analyst Altcoin Sherpa shares here, Bitcoin back to the range as expected. A bit lower is likely a better place to long, but this entire area is choppy and not very clear for me for levels. Would rather wait for 28,400 first. And as shared here by Emperor BTC, Bitcoin update, previous range high acting as the resistance. Expected, looks like the run to $32,000 was only a deviation. And as Crypto Rover points out here, it may still take another 3 months before Bitcoin finally starts moving up at a significant pace. But one thing is for sure, we are creating a typical bullish buyer's reversal pattern. Time is on our side now. Are you buying? Now check this out. Turkey's annual inflation soars to 73.5% in May, its highest since 1998. Mr. President, time for some Bitcoin. And quoting Plan C, many of you bought Bitcoin with the end goal of selling at $200,000 to $300,000 or maybe even $1 to $3 million. Don't let a slight interlude cause you to sell at $20,000 to $30,000 and leave the crypto space. It will be one of the biggest failed opportunities and financial mistakes you will ever make. Also in today's show, be sure in the 5 reasons why Bitcoin is a better long-term investment than gold. Here's one of them. Gold will never reach the promised land of true scarcity. The more the price inches up, the more it is mined, thus increasing supply, which then lowers the price. Facts. Also in today's show, the Central African Republic to tokenize the nation's natural resources. That's right, the Minister of State as well as the Cabinet Chief of Staff shared the following statement. We're giving everyone access to the riches of our land. In other words, we are transforming them into equally valuable and important digital assets through an unprecedented new administrative and economic movement. Also in today's show, Ethereum hitting $10,000 by the end of this year is still possible, according to the BitMEX former CEO, Arthur Hayes. That's right, he says once you look at Ethereum's potential for the long term, he is confident that the crypto can exponentially grow and shoot to $10,000 at the end of this year. Also in today's show, Bitcoin may witness a massive rally this year, according to macro expert Lyn Alden, quoting her here on crypto Twitter. Bitcoin is up 4 to 5x since I began recommending it in April 2020, down from being up 10x. Bitcoin has no central VC-funded organization that offers unsustainable yields. It's just an open source protocol of potentially better money than other alternatives. Bitcoin equals crypto. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this, plus so much more, in today's show. Here at Crypto News Alerts, I drop a brand new episode every single day. The goal is to get to 100,000 subs. If you like getting that crypto, be sure to smash that subscribe button. That's right, and ring that bell to turn on all notifications to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, including weekends, just like this. All right, welcome back to another episode of Crypto News Alerts. I'm your host, JV. How's it going, crypto fam? Now, at the end of the first week in June, brought in more pain to the global financial markets as the tech-heavy NASDAQ composite closed the day on June 3rd down 2.3%, while the S&P 500 shed 1.4% of its value. Now, the crypto market hasn't fared any better, and data from Cointelegraph Market Report and TradingView shows that an early morning attempt to push the Bitcoin price above $30,000 was hit with a wave of selling that dropped the King Crypto to a daily low of $29,286. As you can see here in the Bitcoin one-day candle chart. Now, here's a look at what several market analysts are saying about the outlook for Bitcoin as it remains pinned inside a narrow trading range. Bitcoin slide back into its current range was expected, according to crypto trader and synonymous Twitter user Altcoin Sherpa, who posted the following chart highlighting the price pullback into the middle of its recent trading range. Quoting him here, back to the range as expected. A bit lower is likely a better place to long, but this entire area is choppy and not very clear to me for levels. Would rather wait for $28,400 first. And fellow trader and synonymous Twitter user Shardy B2 likewise lamented the price pullback into the trading range. As shared here, not awesome back in our lower channel, needs to hold here or visit back to 28,600 may be in order. Crack that and we'll get to 25 to 26,000. Methinks Elon, Diamond, Goldman, etc. saying economy is going to be ish for a while is going to weigh on the markets. And further insight into what levels to keep an eye on for a good entry was offered by Emperor BTC, who posted the following chart highlighting the previous range high acting as the resistance, and quoting him here, Bitcoin update, previous range high acting as the resistance expected. Looking like the run to $32,000 was only a deviation, was not expecting the previous range high to act as such a strong resistance, expecting support at POC now, and will spots there. Now, an estimate statement on how long crypto traders can expect the current market struggles to persist was provided by Twitter user Crypto Rover, who posted the following chart outlining the formation of a bullish reversal pattern. Quoting him here, it still may take another 3 months before Bitcoin finally starts moving up at a significant pace, but one thing is sure, we are creating a typical bullish buyer's reversal pattern. Time is on our side now. Are you buying? Let me know if you're taking advantage of these dips. Holla at your boy in the live chat. Now this just in, Turkey's annual inflation soars to 73.5% in May, its highest since 1998. Can you say hyperinflation? And how many of you think this cannot happen in the United States? I feel essentially it's going to happen. It's only a matter of time. The United States dollar just recently had its 50th year anniversary. The average fiat currency lifespan is 50 years. What's going to happen next? Massive economic crash, then the rebirth of a financial system where they're going to release these crappy CBDCs, central bank digital currencies, which we want no part of. All we want is the king crypto for a reason, because it's decentralized and it's the only money that we can trust. Because at the end of the day, we cannot trust people such as government, but we can trust in mathematics. That, my friend, is a fact. Now check this out. Bitcoin at $1,000. First, they ignore you. Bitcoin at $10,000, then they laugh at you. Bitcoin at 6 figures, $100,000, that's when they fight you. That's where we're at. And when Bitcoin reaches $1 million, then you win. Shout out to Dan Held. And quoting Plan C, many of you bought Bitcoin with the end goal of selling at $200,000 to $300,000, or maybe even $1 to $3 million. Don't let a slight interlude cause you to sell at $20,000 to $30,000 and leave the crypto space. It'll be one of the biggest failed opportunities on financial mistakes you will ever make. Sage advice. And someone responded, do you think the Fed caused a slight interlude? Plan C responded, to me a slight interlude is 3 to 18 months. I'm a long-term investor with a high time horizon. And someone else responded, I would argue if one holds until $1 to $3 million, it is because that person understands hard money and inflation, and at that point that person will not sell anything. There will simply be nothing of value to exchange into. Plan C responded, physical property will always have value. But I get your point. And before I break down next story of the day, and I share with you the 5 reasons why Bitcoin is a better long-term investment than gold. But first, let's take a quick look at the overall crypto market. As you can see, Bitcoin barely in the red and correcting, down 0.04% for the day, trading just above $29,600. We have Ether up 0.62%, trading just above $1,760, while Binance Coin, XRP, and Cardano are all pumping and in the green, while Solana and Tron are correcting and in the red. But all right, now let's break down our next story of the day. Here are the 5 reasons why Bitcoin is superior to gold as a long-term investment. Number 1, value retention. One of the most common reasons to buy both gold and Bitcoin is they both have a history of holding their value through times of economic uncertainty. This fact has been well documented, and there is no denying that gold has offered some of the best wealth protection historically, but it doesn't always maintain its value. This chart shows you that gold traders have also been subject to long bouts of price declines, which you can see here. For example, a person who bought gold in September of 2011 would have to wait until July of 2020 to get back in the green, and if they continued to hold, they would once again be near even or even underwater. And in the history of Bitcoin, it has never taken more than 3 to 4 years for its price to regain and surpass its all-time high, suggesting that on a long-term timeline, Bitcoin is a better store of value. Now for the second reason why Bitcoin is superior to gold, because Bitcoin is a better inflation hedge for sure. Gold has historically been seen as a good hedge against inflation because its price tended to rise alongside increases in the cost of living. But a closer look at this chart for gold compared with Bitcoin shows that while gold has seen a modest gain of 21.8% over the past 2 years, the price of Bitcoin has increased 311%, so there's no comparison whatsoever. Now for the third reason, Bitcoin can mirror gold during geopolitical uncertainty. That's right, often called the crisis commodity. Gold is well known to hold its value during times of geopolitical uncertainty, as people have been known to invest in gold when the world tensions rise. And as pointed out here, gold is called the crisis metal, so I'd assume if we enter into a recession again, gold will go up as a commodity. Now, unfortunately, for people located in conflict zones or other areas subject to instability, carrying valuable objects is a risky proposition, with people being subject to asset seizures and theft. For example, go try to travel with some gold bars. Those will be confiscated in a heartbeat. It is what it is. Bitcoin offers a more secure option for people in this situation because they can memorize a seed phrase and travel without the fear of losing their funds. And once they reach their destination, they can reconstitute their wallet and have access to their wealth. Now for the fourth factor, the dollar keeps losing value. That's right, the US dollar has been strong in the recent months, but that is not always the case. During periods where the dollar's value falls against other currencies, investors have been known to flock to gold and Bitcoin, and if various countries continue to move away from being US dollar centric in favor of a more multipolar approach, there can be a significant amount of flight out of the dollar, but those funds won't go into weaker currencies. Now for the fifth and final reason why Bitcoin is superior to gold as an investment, Bitcoin is scarce and deflationary. That's right, many investors and financial experts point to scarcity and supply constraints for gold following years of declining production as a reason that gold is a good investment. It can take 5 to 10 years for a new mine to reach production, meaning rapid increases in supply are unlikely, and central banks significantly slowed their rate of selling gold in 2008. And that being said, it is estimated that there are still more than 50,000 metric tons of gold in the ground, which miners would happily focus on extracting in the event of a significant price increase. And as shared here, gold will never reach the promised land of true scarcity. The more the price inches up, the more it is mined, thus increasing supply, which then lowers the price. And he makes a great point. And on the other hand, Bitcoin has a fixed supply of 21 million BTC, which we all know there can never be more produced. The public nature of the Bitcoin blockchain allows for the location of every Bitcoin to be known and verified. On the other hand, there is no way to ever really locate and validate all of the gold stores on this planet, meaning its true supply will never really be known. And because of this, Bitcoin wins the scarcity debate, hands down, no questions, and it's the hardest form of money created by humankind to date. I want to give a quick shout out to iTrust Capital, the #1 crypto IRA platform with over $5 billion in transactions. If you're looking to trade crypto tax-free, look no further than iTrust. You can currently buy and sell over 25 cryptocurrencies, as well as precious metals such as gold and silver. There are no monthly fees and just a 1% transaction fee, and they do offer institutional grade storage by Coinbase custody, and you can get started with your account today with only $1,000. And if you sign up today, you're going to get a $100 reward when you fund your account. So go ahead and do so right now by clicking the link in the description right down below, and let's stack this crypto tax-free. And before I break down next story of the day, the Central African Republic to tokenize the nation's national resources. But first, let's take a quick look at the overall crypto market cap, sitting just above $1.2 trillion with $53 billion in volume in the past 24 hours. The current Bitcoin dominance is 46.3%, with the Ether dominance at 17.5%. And checking out the top 100 cryptocurrency gainers in the past 24 hours, we have the graph leading the pack, up 13.7%, trading just above 16.2 cents, followed by Helium, up 4.5%, trading at $8.68, followed by Thorchain, up about 4%, trading at $2.84. And checking out the top 100 cryptocurrency gainers for the past week, you can see Waves up 100%. You can see Cardano up 20.3% and HNT up 23.4%. And checking out one of my favorite indicators is the Crypto Greed and Fear Index. Shows we are currently rated a 14 in extreme fear. Yesterday a 10, last week a 13, and last month a 27 in fear. And if you're not familiar with the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, extreme fear can be a sign investors are too worried. That could be a great buying opportunity, aka BTFD, buy that freaking dip. And when investors are getting too greedy, that means the market is due for a correction. But all right, now let's break down our next story of the day. The Central African Republic has announced plans to proceed with its ambitious Sango project by tokenizing access to the country's abundant natural resources. Their president posted a photograph of a statement on his official Twitter account Thursday detailing the next steps in the project. Now, the statement signed by the Minister of State and the Cabinet Chief of Staff shared the following: "We are giving everyone access to the riches of our land. In other words, we are transforming them into equally valuable and important digital assets through an unprecedented new administrative and economic movement." And it went on to say that he asked for the parliament to prepare a new strategy to create investment opportunities in the country's economy. As he shares here on Crypto Twitter, the next step for us, the Central African Republic, is the democratization and tokenization of resources, a new chapter with tremendous possibilities. This vision and strategy will open unique opportunities for investors worldwide. Now, the Central African Republic, which in April became the second country in the world to adopt Bitcoin as legal tender, introduced Project Sango last month. On the project's website, it claimed that the World Bank approved a $35 million development fund for a Sango crypto hub in the country. And even though the World Bank has stated it will not support this initiative, now creation of a legal framework for resource tokenization is a key element for the Sango project, along with establishing e-residency for investors, crowdfunding infrastructure, and the founding Sango, the so-called crypto island metaverse. Now, the Central African Republic has reserves of gold, oil, iron, diamond, copper, uranium, rhodium, limestone, cobalt, manganese, as well as other minerals. And the benefits of launching Bitcoin as a legal tender in the Central African Republic has been called into doubt due to the fragility of the state and the low level of development in the country. Only a small minority of residents have access to internet or electricity. Well, I bet you more of them have access to internet and electricity than they do to banking. We need to bank the unbanked. That's what Bitcoin is all about, and it gives their people access to financial services. And before I break down our final stories of the day, Ethereum hitting $10,000 by the end of this year is still possible, says former BitMEX CEO Arthur Hayes, as well as Bitcoin may witness a massive rally this year, according to macro expert Lyn Alden. But first, I want to remind you to smash that show more button right below this video in the description for detailed analysis of what's going on in the crypto market. This goes for all 1,200 plus videos right here on my YouTube channel. Also, some very helpful resources for you to plug into, including my crypto merch store live at merch.cryptonewsalerts.net. Also, be sure to smash that subscribe button and ring that bell to turn on all notifications to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day. But all right, now let's break down our next story of the day. Arthur Hayes, the former CEO of BitMEX, harped on the potential of Ethereum registering $10,000 in value by the end of this year, but he reiterates that the market could be turbulent, especially in the middle of the year. And more so, Hayes also expressed his opinion regarding the downfall of Terra, which is the direct result of the increase in the rates of the Federal Reserve and the liquidity crisis that pushed the stablecoin price to crash. Now, on a broader spectrum, once you look at Ethereum's potential for the long term, Hayes is confident that the crypto can exponentially grow and shoot to $10,000 at the end of the year. Now, the market may be erratic at the moment, but ETH and the rest of the cryptocurrencies would revert back into shape once the central bank also decelerates the rate increase process. Hayes has strong convictions about how ETH is superior to Bitcoin because he says ETH is a commodity used to power the computer, not a pure monetary instrument, and hedging your Ethereum/USD or local currency would mean you receive income or a premium of 6.9%. Michael Saylor, a major Bitcoin hodler, issues a corporate bond with buying Bitcoin. Hayes recommends that people buy Ether and issue ETH bonds. The logic behind this is that someone who purchases ETH will automatically be identified as a DeFi or metaverse company, increasing the stock price. With Ethereum shifting to a proof-of-stake mechanism real soon, Hayes believes that Ether can drive more ESG funds and get immunity from regulatory issues. More people are pushing for a proof-of-stake mechanism because it's eco-friendly compared to a proof-of-work mechanism. And on the Ethereum price hike, Hayes says that this might not happen soon as the general market condition could be shaky and highly volatile. The only hope here is that the Fed would rethink its regulations and not put so much pressure on the crypto market. But despite the fluctuations in the crypto market, Hayes believes that Ethereum can hit 10,000 by the end of this year once the bullish trend carries on. So let me know if you agree or disagree with that $10,000 Ethereum price prediction. And if Ethereum was to hit $10,000, where do you think that will likely put the Bitcoin price? Let me know in the comments right down below. But all right, now let's break down our final story of the day. Macro analyst Lyn Alden says that the King crypto could rally higher over the coming months if certain conditions are fulfilled. Asked in a CoinShares interview whether Bitcoin could revisit its all-time high this year, Alden says that the price of the King crypto could surge if the Federal Reserve reverses its current hawkish monetary policy measures, such as raising interest rates and the unwinding of asset purchases. Quoting her here, I mean, if you had a total capitulation, like if you had a pivot in Fed policy and a re-liquefaction of markets, it's a pretty highly volatile asset, Bitcoin, so you can have a pretty big swing up. You could retest some highs. As far as how Bitcoin will likely perform in the short term, Alden says Bitcoin can still print some new lows, but highlights that the top crypto asset by market cap is now trading at price levels favorable for long-term hodlers. As she shares here, I don't really have a high conviction if we're going lower or not. It's not like Bitcoin necessarily bottoms as soon as the economic indicators bottom. It is not that correlated, right? So it could bottom ahead of time. It could not. I think we're already in kind of a value range, but that doesn't mean we can't go lower. Alden also notes that Bitcoin has historically proven to fare poorly when the economic environment is slowing down. Quoting her here, historically, and the sample size is not big because I'm talking about a 13-year-old asset, Bitcoin doesn't do well in economic decelerating environments. And I had questions like, okay, would that pattern hold this time, or because there is higher inflation, it's the first time you've gone through a down cycle that's inflationary in Bitcoin's history? And I was like, that's a new variable. So I was like, you know, it's probably not going to be great for the price, but we will see. So there you have it. And to watch the entire video with Lyn Alden entitled Bitcoin bear markets and what's ahead, check the show notes below the video. In the description, and quoting her here, Bitcoin is up 4 to 5x since I began recommending it in April 2020, down from being up 10x. Bitcoin has no central VC-funded organization that offers unsustainable yields. It's just an open source protocol of potentially better money than other alternatives. Bitcoin equals crypto. Now for the top 3 comments from yesterday's episode, Pokemon wrote, "Hi JV and Crypto News Alerts fam. Enjoyed the live stream once again, full of information and your intelligent insight. Buy and hodl is the game, and at these prices, Bitcoin is a bargain. Take care, one and all. God bless. You and yours. You got it, fam. Keep stacking them sats." Hodl. And our next featured comment comes from eCoin. "Aloha Friday JV, kicking off the weekend with some beers and crypto news alerts. Can't go wrong with that combo. Have a great weekend." Hodl. Aloha fam. Always thanks for tuning in and supporting the movement. Enjoy your weekend. Hodl gang. And our third and final featured comment comes from Nelson Rio Frio. "The nonsense comments from Biden were brilliant. Haha, he made no sense. Love that you included that in the video." Exactly, fam. Thanks for noticing. Glad you enjoyed it. And to be featured on tomorrow's episode, drop me a comment right down below.